Look at these two sets of lungs. This set is pink and healthy. They represent the lungs of a healthy person. But this set doesn't look so great. They represent the lungs of someone who has smoked a pack of cigarettes, that's 20 cigarettes, every day for 20 years. Let's take a closer look at what's happening in the healthy lungs. They're being inflated with air, just like when we breathe. As they fill up with air, both lungs expand like they should and push oxygen into your bloodstream. We need oxygen for our body to work. When we breathe, air passes through our nose or mouth into our trachea or windpipe. In the trachea, air passes cilia. Those are tiny hairs that keep dirt and mucus out of the lungs. From the trachea, air passes into two large tubes. Each tube splits off into many smaller tubes. At the end of these smaller tubes is a cluster of tiny air sacs. There are over 600 million air sacs in our lungs. Imagine how small they must be. Each air sac is covered in small blood vessels that take the blood directly to your heart. The oxygenated blood goes directly to your heart, and your heart pumps it to all the cells in your body. Now, back to the smoker's lungs. These represent the lungs of someone who smoked for 20 years. These lungs are a blackish brown color because of the tar that comes from each cigarette. Tar is a sticky black substance that is created when some chemicals burn and melt together. The tar created by burning tobacco is similar to the tar that is used on roads. Tar in your lungs may lead to lung problems that can make it hard to breathe. Even though vaping doesn't force tar into your lungs, it does cause your lungs to get inflamed and clogged with blood, pus, and other fluids. The chemicals in cigarettes also cause lung cancer. If you look here, lung cancers have started to form. They start in the cells that line the surface of the lungs, like this white area. The lower portion of this lung doesn't inflate. That is what lung diseases like COPD and emphysema look like. People with these diseases find it hard to breathe, and they struggle with even the smallest, easiest activities like walking. Which set of lungs would you like working for you? The choice seems pretty clear.
What are you thinking about video LED I share it? People who smoke or people who don't smoke that we must follow? Of course, people who don't smoke, right? Because they look healthier. So, smoking is the action or habit of inhaling and exhaling the smoke of tobacco by sucking on the end of the light or cigarette, cigar and pipe. Now, my speed will discuss about cigarette burn all in your head. Let's look some preview of my speed. First is the disadvantage of smoking. Next, how to quit smoking, and lastly, the importance of quitting smoking. Without further ado, I will explain each of the main point. My first point is a disadvantage of smoking. Firstly, we can get many diseases. For instance, it can affect breathing and cause shortness of breath and coughing. Further, it also increases the risk of the respiratory tract infection, which ultimately reduces the quality of life. Next is smoking can harm and danger to people who smoke and people who don't. For people who smoke, it also hampers your physical appearance, like giving yellow skin and aged skin. You also can get a greater risk of depression or anxiety. And for people who don't smoke, but breathing secondhand smoke affect the heart and blood vessel, which increase the risk of having a heart attack. This can increase the risk of the developing of heart disease. And lastly, it's an expensive habit. In other words, it entails heavy financial costs, even though some people don't have money to get by. They waste in the cigarette because of their addiction. Now we move to the next point, which is how to quit smoking. First is preparing for the day when you will quit. It is not easy to quit a habit abruptly. So set a date to give yourself time to prepare mentally. Next is keep yourself busy and find things to do with your hand, like change any activity connected to smoking. For example, take a walk or read a book instead of taking a cigarette break. Lastly, a workplace, people and situation you associate with smoking. Like we can hang out with non-smoker or go a place that don't allow smoking, like movie, museum, shops, or library. Besides that, quitting smoking is important. Why do you think we should quit smoking? Firstly, is to prevent get many diseases because cigarettes have a major impact on the lungs. Around a third of all cancer cases happen due to smoking. Next, to live in a healthy environment. Our environment plays an important role in our healthy. To have a good healthy, we must quit smoking and stay away from smokers. Lastly, we can save money. Smoking costs money as well as affecting your healthy. Cigarettes are expensive, and quitting can save you money now, as well as saving on the future healthy costs. If you need an ended incentive to quit, think about how much of your weekly income is going up in smoke. In conclusion, I have discussed and explained about cigarette burn a hole in your head. You have listened about the disadvantage of smoking and how to quit smoking and the importance of quitting smoking. By quitting smoking, you won't put others and yourself at risk anymore. Thank you.